freedom of speech and expression is guaranteed speech under Article 21. And you know the individuals who have been arrested, some of them still in detention. I know one Richard Ahiagbah and Charity Tete, who are still on remand for 2 weeks, merely for exercising their rights under Article 21. You know about Selbaba Pokwase, who's been arrested. You know earlier on Mohammed Zaku, who's been arrested and currently facing trial. Belinda Musubim also facing trial. One Yayas New also arrested simply for expressing herself on social media. And we know, and all of you know in the media, you attest to it, the kind of disruptive exploits of Kevin Taylor. That individual is in the country, is being protected by this administration. Our courts cleared him of all wrongdoing. And if you have somebody like that walking about, and people who have said far less, and this one, don't quote me, quote your own selves. You know what Kevin Taylor did on social media to date. Comparing what he has done to what people have said. And they are on remand, some of them are facing trial. It's interesting that the same national security that is guarding and protecting Kevin Taylor around the country is the same national security arresting people for saying far less. The same court that cleared Kevin Taylor, the same court trying and ordering the remand of people who have said far less. So that was the original matter we wanted to discuss with you, for which reason we called you. But whilst we prepare and got ourselves ready to come, other developments came in, part of our meetings on Akwitia. And so we thought that we would make this passing comment about those abuses and then talk to you about Akwitia, which you know is happening on Tuesday, the 2nd September 2nd, 2025. The NPP participated in a meeting convened by the Inspector General of Police with representatives of all political parties to deliberate on security arrangements before, during, and after the by-election. The key concern raised was the persistent specter of electoral violence that has marred recent by-elections, or elections in general. The NPP once again expressed our disappointment at the failure of the Ghana Police Service and the Allied Security Services for overseeing the barbaric electoral violence that was occasioned in Ablekuma North by surrogates of the National Democratic Congress, to New Patriotic Party senior officials. You recall the incident with Honorable Howard Kumsu, our Deputy National Organizer, Mr. Chris Lawrence, and many people in Ablekuma North in the 19 police station rerun. Despite the myriads of clear and overwhelming video evidence that you have, that individuals have from Ablekuma North, which have been widely circulated on social media and traditional media, the Ghana Police Service has failed to make any significant progress in apprehending the real perpetrators to face the full rigors of the law. Now I think we hear some 8 people have been arrested, but the point is that the people involved in that undertaking are more than the 8. After the New Patriotic Party demanded full-scale investigation into the incident, the Ghana Police Service gave assurances of impending arrest of the culprits. A few days later, police administration surreptitiously announced the arrest of some faceless and nameless culprits. To our utmost surprise, these faceless and nameless thugs who assaulted former ministers, women, and question, and the IGP's response was that no such warrants exist. Nevertheless, the New Patriotic Party has very reliable information and intelligence that the NDC intends to hide behind the guise of national security to terrorize some residents and voters in Abuja and during the by-election. It is instructive to note that the police administration has indicated their deployment of 5,000 service men for the Abuja by-election, despite the IDP's unequivocal assurance that the Ghana Police Service does not need any military support to maintain law and order. The famous Richard Ahiagbah, a namesake, who has been appointed as the Director of Operation at the National Security, has been seen preambulating the Abuja constituency with soldiers and reportedly threatening some indigents and residents to leave town before the by-election in their own interest. Upon the assurance of the IDB, we want to make it abundantly clear that any soldier involved in the Abuja by-election will be considered and dealt with as a thug, or in a manner as a thug. We therefore call on the President, who is the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, and in whose responsibility and on whose shoulder the responsibility of the security of the state rests, to call Richard Ahiagbah to order and ensure that no soldier meddles in the Abuja by-election. We are also reliably informed that the NDC has been training some of the thugs they used or deployed in Ahiagbah North parliamentary rerun under the guise of national security and intends to clandestinely clothe them in police uniform to deploy them during the by-election. The NDC and the Ghana Police Service must know that as a party that has just exited government in less than a year, we have our eyes and ears on the ground and on them, knowing what the NDC is noted for. The IGP has also assured us that the police have completed their deployment plan and will make the lists of their deployed officers available to the various political parties. On the honor of the IGP, the NPP demands the requested list of the senior officers to be deployed to each electoral area and the regional commanders who will be assisting them. We also request the IGP that all police officers on duty for the election must wear their official name tags, for easy identification and the avoidance of infiltration by the thugs that are planned to be included. We make this reasonable request with the hindsight of the police brutalities on the non-violent Let My Vote Count Alliance demonstrators in September 2015, where several demonstrators were trapped and mercilessly assaulted and one lost his eyes in the process. Learning from the unresolved incidents from the Ahiagbah North election, Ahiagbah North parliamentary rerun, the New Patriotic Party will defend itself. The New Patriotic Party will defend itself if the police fail to do so. It is rather interesting. So on the matter of Abuja, these are the facts that we want to share with you. The clear evidence is that the New Patriotic Party will win that election. And as a result, the NDC, who surprisingly were just mourning, and all of us joined them in mourning our brothers who we lost in that August 6th helicopter crash, suddenly swung into their violent mode, activated a certain heightened level of violence in Abuja, employing all sorts of schemes in Abuja, barely to create violence and state of insecurity in the constituency for purposes of forcing victory out of that election. And we are clear in our minds that the police, Mr. IGP, has his job cut out for him. And the intelligence we are collecting from the ground is that the NDC is determined to use violence in that election. And we are concerned about that because we're going to Ahiagbah with a view of replacing the MP, our brother Ernest, who we have lost under very painful circumstances, and the situation worsened by the August 6th catastrophe that befell all of us as a country. We're still in a mourning state. Bereaved families haven't quite dealt, perhaps remotely dealt with the loss that they have felt. And we have the National Democratic Congress angling itself and preparing itself in a manner to perhaps visit another chaos of Ghanaians in Ahiagbah constituency. We are clearly opposed to the violence, and we are approaching this election in a very somber mood. We invite the National Democratic Congress to shed all these evil plots, shelve them, and come to Ahiagbah and make a democratic case to the people of Ahiagbah that indeed they deserve to have a parliamentary representation in that constituency or constituency on merit, not on the back of violence. And so we are there in our minds, and we call on the IGP and the military high command to ensure that they are vigilant and ensure that such infiltration which we have learned that the NDC is plotting in Ahiagbah does not happen, such that Ahiagbah by-election is peaceful, and all of us will at the end have a representation that the good people of Ahiagbah deserve and who can serve their best interests as it's supposed to be. And we use this opportunity to send condolences once again to the families of our brother Ernest Ahiagbah and to our brothers who we lost on this. I think, thank you very much. I think we'll do a very brief summary. Some I kind of said, chiefly, sorry, I was young to find election. The team said, New Patriotic Party, and it's not free. No, and I have come to the university and the Bible will be years and NPP Airport, there should be an airport because that by election, I should get the same and up here until the Sa and Tiasiel and the airport should be set a bear. Yeah, the NDC control the sort of contesting yeah, one should be. We are a papa and Papa. And the air when they said, NDC for a family so any Passasayan about Cindy also a woman. And then I said, NDC for a city and more actually we use for more our by election. This time, the more planning is for more police for so the phone time here. Somebody said, oh, yeah, legitimate security for our mother, second mother, one, Napoli, leaving no more for a small city, blue, back, and how in living about. No, not just say, IGP Christian who said that we share on what share said the Obia said obey ama asuke aba utian by election and what kind to say for the grace for 5,000 in the bubble. Now that meeting will be solved. Let's say Sebea grace for or do in a Sebea sign you to lecture area police station. Home before any regional commanders. Man in Sanka, BPRD, and then a chance to get the marshals to get the room set space only against only. Sir, the Sedia to IPP in Sanka. Yes, we have the day said, on making sure says information in the Sabakan. Now, then they have one because they only said everything for my head, who said. 5,000 a year police officers are I did this over there. Aha, every 5,000, I think before the year, every week. Among the every one. Now you need I should be there who say, way you police me, and as a way, Wagadre, and it's before and go for the Asher police for one. I hear every before, airport, I could tell you, I said, police for the way you have one. Now, see, I'm many years, I was going to find a microphone to work. Marshall can say, boy, who may now, no be it. It's said, the Cobano, the Manofa, the broke or four, a police fortune, and my heavy, the airship of four, Baba, that time, a piano to form a teacher, so police for it. The present visa, I see what it's Papa, I on making sure say what should be our share and then I'm will be possible to and making sure say I could by election about what I should be on making sure so we issue. I am here the GDA over the whole this one. The son said I look not for by election before Mudi Bonnet or side election. And that's all on sure. But and then you wear and I know 8 in a actual. But before I ever move, that's how for the amount of bail, rather and share crime. And share crimes are. The buy yes, I'm boss with me. But say, Banner say 8 by the actual almost 1 year, the same amount of bail. And mamma. But we just argue with now, I don't know what I social media, the one now for. I social media, actually. If you have to 2 weeks, and obey the meeting, media in my Pachasa, I'll hear Mama who to be ready. And obey, I'm saying, the lawyers, a week right now, a man, but don't bear 2 weeks. I am branches to interest and say, yes. It's Yambra. At least 48 hours. Say, please, here for our fault. I say, obey. And they see them. With the Musa, you know, Cassie, India, Christabia, any charity. Omo, I will remind say, for 2 weeks. Who is that somebody there? They say, about social media. But the profile problem of that criminal abuse and assault on innocent Ghanaians. What I'm going I'm a place why I say, you but on videos also, our platform is so the way about the police investigation, the sophistication, because I am, you know, be able to be able to perform on social media. We are trying to be a police communication. The TSS, Aquitiano, more than say, I don't know. President John Dramani Mahama. No, and I got a security in this. You move our PTS area, many Richard Ahiagbah, our director of operation for national security, and then any soldier for any police for air. But it is here, any police for young, I did, and they said, young man, soldier for air camp election, Bible. It's a police for 1 year. It's yes, Papa John Dramani Mahama say, on can't the Papa say, yeah, bad military for more. Abutia. Military media about Abutia, I just said, oh, Bia Ban, be back on one. Say any panel, electricity say, or a rogue element. So a rogue element is also to be treated as a fact in Abutia. So, yeah, the Bia be Brasso, the stress on the check now, man, make sure say, the visa is now I'm Abutia in the by election. The friend of the year now, or a man updates. See, the AAT, the AA or Abutia, and no, and ever said to him. But we are probably, and he said, Nada, I have a September 2nd. Probably now we are. We were 20 parts, new meeting, 16 by every share, and it should be in it now. GDA said, and no, and the bear, should be a Sia, and the back in me out of the creation. Yeah. Now, we was saying the part whereby we are army as well, which we are listening to our family. I will ask.
Adepa. Ana yimi dia na. Adepa. Me.
So you can stay in here and wait for me. Those of you who invited, you can stay in here. Incoming. The invited ones. Hello? You do audio P audio. Send my wife.
Bishop Ahiagbah. Alabi.
Oh yeah. It's un gato. And then you have for energy. Now, if you see this, our engine. Press conference. Press conference. NPP and now they want to get this. It's share the opposition and as a government party. The actual some five party. They also will be out to engage their stakeholders, engage their supporters. Now I'm check my own against sales. I think that whatever I believe because I'm it's on course. Now, him say and I think that what he said what about the quality card domain. I think it's a good communication because the government really give us and our opposition party who are opposition who are because government have well of big ministers, well of big sector ministers, well of big agencies that are very government about because share the MND now that district that's a district which is a and I am so every so when you end this belong to government when you belong to opposition government of the district and because all the time one try to sabotage because the MP for a big party that's a project and still this year now buy like that project which government said I buy it's a masana new Juma MPP so one and here the one that decided to be here one project and the man who also love this on my constituency when we are here maybe MP my it's no go so I MP that minister national organizer national it will be politics and now we look at the office of the vice president or senior advisor to the vice president to make sure the government structure now will be available. The election, it is a form of assassin. I don't think that so and away. It's also so and I said, the NPP needs to say, almost 50 seats now. On one aspect, that one of because first of all, by election, you are going to have a good job. It's the government won't to one of the it's NPP one of the enemies who say, for example, two and run. So the best thing here, it's in the enemies. The NPP should make it to the public. The new way to crowd, they want myself. And therefore, and send it to the bank. Well, they said that election is election, and I election is a one. And I begin to say, who opposite to us, and I said, this to another and I would need this to another police to his one. Only will be about the only to be about it's a little bit about it. Also, one was as a my I know about you, I get you. I will focus on money. Oh, eventually, I give you about NPP press conference and second September
na B. Okay. na B. Okay, kweno. Ewo NB multimedia. Ye pega na nkoso.